So again, the framework is, what are the reasons? What are the options? What are the tactics? Okay, to maximize the end game. We've touched on reasons. Let's touch on options. So as you know, many advisors, to grow up market, where their ideal client shifted from a $1 million investable assets to 5 or more, in order to grow up market, they had to grow down. And part of the growing down was to start narrowcasting and maybe go through a partial book sale. So you've cracked that code. Let's talk a little bit about that as an entry point, not just to simplify someone's life, but to help them grow up market.
Well, you all probably talk to advisors about this all day, but certainly there's a big difference between developing a Walmart model practice and having a Louis Vuitton practice, right? They're different practices, but both the brands are well-established, well-known brands. Part of what you have to decide as the advisor is, what do you want you mentioned, your purpose, your process, and what do you want the payoff to be? And if you're the kind of advisor that said, wow, I started off with everyone who could fog a spoon, and now it's 15 years later, and I had people who, they love me. I'm like, it's like I'm a Linus blanket for them, but you realize that you really can't service them because they're actually costing you money to service them. It may be time to not dump, that's a bad word. As a business owner, the right word is to sell a fraction of your business. Now, most people think of that as, well, I'll just sell 20% of the enterprise value. That's not always the answer. The answer may be to lighten your backpack, take the math and the social studies book out of your backpack, meaning sell the bottom 100 clients to one of those companies out there that either has more junior advisors and can service them. They are built like a Walmart practice, and they all work. And this allows you to lighten your backpack, to have fewer clients, maybe have a leaner practice, and create more revenue and profitability. That's a consideration for advisors who are trying to figure out what to do with those clients.
Fog a spoon. Okay, I haven't heard that one since I convinced an advisor to stop doing seminars for client acquisition. I said, you're throwing your money at strangers. And I went off on a rant, and there was a long pause. He goes, that's it. I get it. No more plate lickers. No more people who can fog us. No more trying to convince people with a pulse. I'm all in. I'm going to go with, and he started to narrowcast. So anyway, funny on that.
Yeah,
but
I think, Duncan, what's ironic about this is that in my view, we're moving into a world where wealth is craving exclusivity. So to a degree, the more exclusive you make yourself be, think about how hard it is. I live in Georgia. I'm wearing a master's jacket. I get to go. I'm never going to be a member. But people would give their right and left arm to play on that golf course. When things are that tough to get into, wealthier people want to get into it. So which way are you building your business? Are you open for anybody and everybody to come in and be a member, or can only some people be a member, right? That's a great operative way to think about it.
And you're absolutely right. And by the way, you'll never become a member with that attitude. I think you're going to be invited at some point.
I know my place in life, Duncan. I'm not going to become a member at the Masters.
I had a conversation recently with an advisor on the topic of a growing down and a partial book sale. And we're talking about how to position it. It's, you're not selling your clients. You're actually doing them a disservice by keeping them.
Right.
And you're doing yourself a disservice because you've got this core of clients whose needs are evolving, becoming more complex. And we talked about alternative investments and how so many of those high caliber clients are either pursuing or already have investments outside of the advisor's process. I said, you're never going to earn that and capture that as it goes into motion if you're all things to all people. So there are many layers to benefits that come from the growing down and the partial book sale. And I'll just tell everybody, Ted and his team have cracked that code. So if that's a way to ease into this, to liberate yourself, to pursue some other interests, and to go deeper and grow up market with your ideal client, then you've got to have a conversation with Ted.